Hello, hello, hello. I think I am live now. I'm going to give it some time for me to make sure that I am live. Preparing for the launch of today's show. Well, actually, it's not a show. I'll actually be starting my book club launch today at 7 p.m. on Zoom, which is a private conversation for everybody who's already purchased What the F is Your Mustard Seed, Faith or Fear? Those who are in the process, I send emails out to make sure that you register so that you can come in at 7 p.m. So check your emails if you ordered the book. Your email should have went out for you to register for tonight's private Zoom. I decided before I went on the private Zoom that I would have the conversation today, a little bit before I went live, for any last minute people that wanted to actually join the first conversation. And if you hit the link above and order the book right now, you will still have time to get the private Zoom link in order to join the conversation about what the F is your mustard seed, faith or fear. Once again, if you happen to have bought the book off of Amazon and you are seeing this live, be sure to email proof of purchase to ichoosememovement@gmail.com. And I will also be sure to send you the link so that you can register for the Zoom, which is today at 7 p.m. Okay, 7 p.m. We are going to be going live in the Zoom to have a conversation. It will be a 9-week book club conversation every Sunday at 7 p.m. We will go chapter by chapter. I don't know about you, but a lot of times when I read books, I wish I could have access to the author. And so I thought that a special way to actually activate what the message is all about, tapping into your F. I figured a good way to do that today would be by having an ongoing conversation so that we can identify what exactly I meant when I said anything in the book, what the poem meant, what the conversation was all about, all of those good things, okay? So if you are just tuning in, like I said, before too long, this is not going to be a long, drawn-out conversation. If this is your first time hearing about what the F is your mustard seed, faith or fear, it is my newly released book. I am Apostle Precious Paulin, better known as the Soul Stage Doctor. I'm a mom of 5, a wife of 21 amazing years, and who I am is somebody who decided to turn her pain into power, right? And so I realized that over this last season of my life that I operated in both F's throughout the journey of, just discovering who I am and whose I am and being able to get over my past traumas in order to be, who I was called to be, to not stay the victim, but become victorious in my story. And so what I realized, even as I was writing this book, just how much I have operating in both, right? Because as I say, God is the vibe, right? And faith is his vibration. And so fear will be his deceleration. And many of us operated in fear. Many of us got stuck due to what happened to us, what we experienced, what we've been through. And we don't realize that it all starts and stems from our mind, how we think, how we feel, what we say, what we do, right? It all starts in our head. And so God made it very clear that the only thing we really needed to do was renew our minds, right? Think about it different, right? Activate new ways of being able to get over whatever it was that broke you down, right? Learning to not operate in the state of fear, but realizing that all things happen when we actually have belief in a love for self. Hey, hello. Thank you for joining. And so what is really about identifying what the F you're thinking about, right? What's crossing your mind more often? Is it your ability to have faith in any situation, or do you find yourself in doubt, anxiety, and fear in each situation? So it's being able to have, oh, hey, King Jacob. Hey, how are you doing? is being able to figure out what that looks like. And so, as I said, this is like a surprise pop-up. I was saying that since I am going to be starting my book club, and so it is Precious Coffee Shop Sunday Book Club, right? It's Precious Coffee Shop Conversation Sunday Book Club, where we will meet every week. And the first book on the docket is none other than What the F Is Your Mustard Seed, Faith or Fear. And so I wanted to give these last few minutes. I will be coming out of here in another 3 minutes. Like I said, this will not be long. It was just me taking a few minutes to remind everybody that if you had ordered the book, check your email. You will have your registration link in order for you to get into the private conversation with me at 7 p.m. on Zoom. If you have not purchased your What the F Is Your Mustard Seed book, Faith or Fear, now, you don't want to miss this conversation at 7 p.m. This is week 1 of 9 weeks. It is an 8-chapter long book. Today, we would just discuss the introduction, right? And so for those of you who do not have the book and want to get it just so you could get into this first conversation at 7 p.m., please hit the link above me. I don't care if you get an ebook or if you get the color or if you did get the black and white. Any one of those 3, you will get an email before 7 p.m. today in order for you to register and get the password in order to join the Zoom at 7 p.m. And so you can bring your coffee, you can bring your tea, you can bring a glass of wine, whatever it is that you want to be able to enjoy as you sit and talk about how you're operating. What the F is your mustard seed? What plans you have for this year? How can we activate your faith, right? Freedom after insight to higher self in order to become who you were called to be, in order to be able to turn that pain into power, in order to go from survivor to soulvivor, right? That's what the conversation is all about. That's what it's about. It's about us elevating, right? Transcending, being able to find words and ways to basically grow into the right F, the one that's going to activate us, the one that's going to celebrate us, the one that's going to inspire us into our God peace that makes us divine, that makes us one of a kind. And so as if you are reading the book, you know that I believe that God is the vibe and faith is his vibration. And so in order to be on God's level, in order to grow yourself into who he called you to be, you got to have belief in yourself. You cannot allow false evidence to appear real. You have to forget, escape, and rise. And that's what the journey that this book takes you on. For the first time, I tell a lot about my story and how I had to realize how often I was operating in fear and not faith, right? And it wasn't until after the fact that I realized that the fear is why I'm still where I am, but the faith is why I'm not where I used to be. So we do operate in both. It's about acknowledging in the moment what the F we are doing in order to activate the right type of F in our life, right? So that's a conscious decision. And so it's about taking accountability. But if I don't know the language, if I don't have the mindset, if I don't have the understanding of what that feeling is, what it looks like, and then compare it to one another in this journey of life, right? To be able to say, oh, in that moment I was operating in fear, or oh, in that moment I was operating in faith, right? It's about us saying it is well with my soul, as this image says behind me, that I know that even if I got a little bit of scared, even if I had some fear inside of me, I didn't allow it to paralyze me, right? I allowed it to take me to where I was designed to go. I allowed it to show me who I was. I allowed it to rise me to the occasion, right? Because fear, the way I have it now, is forget, escaping, and rise. And so that's what we were created to do. We wanted to know that the fear was real, to let us know that, through God, we can be strengthened. He can give us the power to do all things, right? When we call upon him and we leave it in his name and we have faith with the works, right? Because now that I know what I want, I can speak to God in a way that allows him to understand that I see the plans that you have for me. I know what it is that you expect from me. I know what it is that you want from me. And so I get I'm going to get my mind right. I'm going to get my faith right. I'm going to get the freedom to show up for me, right? The freedom to take this vision and run out the door with it. The freedom to believe that you gave it to me. And that my faith is that belief system to keep on going and keep on trying and keep on trucking, right? And so, like I said, I'm just so excited. I'm not going to be here. I'm about to get on so that I can get myself prepared for the Zoom, because I cannot wait to get in the room with everybody who purchased the book and just to find out how they have been feeling so far, what it has been doing to them. How has this Sunday been activating them to come to the conversation and then share with the growth, right? Just what did it do when you were reading it, right? Because I wrote it and it kept on doing something different to me as I was reading it, as I was editing it, as I was going back through it, because it was giving me the opportunity to purge my story and to be honest about the times that I was faithful and to be honest about the times that I was fearful and that I had to come out of my pain and into my power to go from survivor to survivor, that I had to be responsible for my thoughts, that I had to be responsible for my actions, that I had to show up in order to show thyself approved. I had to do the work. And so I just want you to be able to get the nuggets out of this book to realize that a mustard seed is so tiny. It's so tiny. It's so tiny. And so whether your thought is of something positive or of something negative, it takes a little to create a whole tree. And it only takes 90 days to activate said mustard seed, right? And so every season you get an opportunity to be a bell. The question is, what are you doing? How are you doing it? And so we're going to deep dive into that. Again, I say, I hope that you are so ready to have this real conversation in this season. I hope that you are so ready to really activate what that looks like in your life. And so I have about 3 minutes before I'm off, because I said I was going to do 15 minutes and I got this timer on here so that I can go get me, like I said, I'm going to have me a glass of wine today because I'm celebrating. I'm celebrating coming out of my fear. I'm celebrating this being my 6th book. I'm celebrating being a mom. I'm celebrating being a wife. I'm celebrating being a survivor of molestation. I'm celebrating being a healer. I'm celebrating being a new thinker. I'm celebrating being a newfound feminine energy inside of myself. I'm celebrating so many things because of my faith. The faith that got activated every time I show up and make myself trustworthy to myself. And so I want to remind you through this dream and through the process of your F that you are becoming more trustworthy to you when you follow through with the plans that God has for you, when you follow through with the vision that God has placed inside of you, and when you get over the things that you cannot change in order to be the thing that he called you to be. He said, I wasn't picking on you, but I was picking you up. So I'm just saying, it's up to you. Hello. Oh, yes. I really need to get on the podcast. I would love to talk about what the F is your mustard seed. We got to book it up because now is the season. Now is the time to have real conversations that's going to impact. I'm the pack. I'm the agreement heaven had with earth. Impact the darkness in order to bring light in the world. And so it's up to all of us to be healers. The question is, will you show up? Will you be who God called you to be in this season? Will you bring your light? Will you be a part of the chandelier affair by activating the right F in your life when you're in the midst of the storm? I'm loving it. Hello, Facebook user. Dropping so many Jews, faith, education, passion, purpose, perspective. That is it. Yes, Queen. Cheers to you. So make sure you got your cup of wine when you're ready to release, unwind, and really think about what that looks like for you. So whether it's coffee, whether it's a mocktail, whether it's a cocktail, whether it's just water, I cannot wait to experience this 9-week journey with what the F is going on in your mind and how we can change it so that in 90 days you can become anything you desire, right? Whatever it is, you set a goal, we're going to water it, and we're going to give ourselves 90 days to get it from this part to the next part. Is recognizing that's what it's all about. Okay. I have to catch that call. But again, I say we're at the 15-minute mark. I was going to read the intro, but I don't have time. Hit that link above. Please make sure you order your book. If you ordered it today, you still will get in the room, whether you get it today or not. If you order the ebook, it will come straight to you. If you order one of the signed copies that are on the link, whether it be color or black and white, it will get shipped out tomorrow. But before all of that, you'll still be able to come in, and I'll have the book in hand, and we're going to talk about the beginning already today. So I love you, love you, love you. Thank everybody who tuned in. Once again, don't forget to click the link at the top. Get yourselves ready, and I'll see you guys back in. And now it's going to be 6 minutes because it's at 7 p.m. So see you guys later. You guys have an amazing day. Bye-bye, or shall I say night? The night is over. Remember, you can never turn on anybody else's light, but you can provide enough light for them to find their switch. So stay lit in this world so somebody can find their way out of the darkness. It is your responsibility. Check your emails. If you already ordered the book, hit the link, and I'll see you at 7 p.m. in the book club conversation. Bye-bye.